my gun!
Okay, Brian. So between days, I cut the recording and kick it back on. The last one ended like right before you went to the pull out my gun line, and it's like so the next episode started exactly on that line.
Hell yes. That is perfect.
And that episode also includes this entire explanation about what just happened. I just had to fill Brian in about that timing. All right. Forecast says, ooh, dry lightning is rolling in tomorrow.
Wait,
Neat.
I got this. Here's the Always have a gift ready. Always.
I think I'm actually going to... Yeah, let me do... Instead of the parrot, I'm going to do a double quiver for my next trip into the mines. I have 2 ring slots open, I think. Yeah, 2 ring slots are open right now. I think I got enough for that iridium band. Yeah, there we go. Finally, I got the iridium band. Just the fact that it's such an expensive crafting thing. So normally it's not too expensive. I would have had like an iridium band already in vanilla Stardew. But one of the factors of the settings with Expanded's mod is that you can set it up. It's called balanced crafting. And it basically makes a lot of crafting and building recipes a lot more expensive. The reason being that if you're modding, you're probably also using the automate mod, where I just hook up a machine to a chest instead of having to run materials through chests in order to process them. So the balanced crafting takes that into account and makes a lot of things more expensive. And it basically quadrupled the cost of crafting the iridium ring, which is one of the best rings in the game. You know, as one does.
All you need to know is he's torturing himself.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, strange dolls done, and go ahead and put those in.
I say that as someone that, for whatever reason, I don't know why I cannot explain it in one of those videos. That's like, ooh, super difficult video game. How difficult can you be, though?
Or rather, so this game is decently challenging. How can I make it harder on myself? And where's the threshold of making it harder on myself versus making me hate myself?
Oh, yeah, I was literally about to say, the answer to both of those questions is always yes. I say that, I think last time we talked, I was like trying to describe to you like what Death March on The Witcher 3 actually looks like. And effectively, it's, well, you're playing a game where there are regular bandits out on the roadways and like actual iron logs. You're like, oh, that sucks that I have to fight them. But then there are also fucking dragons and, you know, like giant fucking like creatures out and about that like the mere sight of them would probably cause you to shit your pants.
Yeah, that's about right.
On that difficulty, yeah, it don't matter if it's that random like roadside bandit guy is lonesome with a stick and he just walks over and he whacks you in the back of the thigh with it. You're gonna die. Doesn't matter if it's a giant hulking 20 kiloton dragon. flying through the sky and just drops out of nowhere, just dive bombs your ass. You're dead. No matter anything touches you, you're dead. And that's from level 1 all the way to level 1. How make?
I have been waiting for this. I got tea leaves. I got the coffee. I got a couple of big quests I can turn in now. This morning hobby one, I needed to bring some tea and coffee to Olga, and I can turn in the 15 chrysanthemum. These are chrysanthemums, right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. So coffee. You can grow coffee in this game. Oh, Silly! Hi! Silly have dream about Neophanx and Silly playing together. Huh? Neophanx don't know that slime have dreams? Ha ha! I feel like Silly was mocking me. Like, how would you not know that?
Most slimes don't talk.
I mean, fair. Oh, Rosa wants a wild plum for a wait, what?
His name's Frank.
There it is.
I'd kick him out, but I mean, 2 weeks later, on the rent, I kind of need it, so.
Okay, now quick trip up to Ridgeside. Oh, hey, June. My days off feel too idle sometimes. I should stop by the library and find a book to read. I've been neglecting my reading on my work days. I gotta get back on that.
A good friend of mine, I love him to death, but he is very, very out of tune with reality in terms of entry-level work. Which blows my mind too, because he's from Puerto Rico. He's from the island, where like minimum wage is. You'd be better off just like coughing into someone's pocket. That'd probably add more value.
Oh wow.
It's bad. It's bad. But anyway, he's been over here in the States now, like in the actual continental states now for I want to say like 4 years. 4.5 years, something like that. And he's currently making like $42 an hour, which is not amazing, but for Florida, for Central Florida especially, that's good money. That's good money. And all he does is complain about his job all the time.
Huh.
And how awful it is. I'm like, dude, you live at home with your parents, you don't have bills, and you make, on your lonesome, enough for me to pay all of my monthly bills every month and still have money to save. How are you still broke all the time? This is not an issue of finances in your job, it's an issue of you just having poor financial decisions.
I know it can be there when it comes to like bills and finances like that. There's a fine line. Like you can get by on some pretty like petty scratch when it comes to getting your pay and all that, but at some point, like even when somebody's making good money, like what was it? Not to disparage a man who's passed on already, but Michael Jackson wasn't Michael Jackson like notoriously known for like even as a superstar living beyond his means?
I don't know. I never kept up with him.
So like even I was just thinking like even people who have money or like very lucrative careers can still, overextend themselves. All right.
Hello?
Hello?
My bad. my headset literally died, like, while you were mid-sentence. Speaking of, apparently the voice actor for Professor Oak.
Oh, I heard about that. In fact, it was actually hearing about that I found out that Professor Oak apparently is the same voice actor for like 3 other roles in Pokemon.
Yeah, it's James and Meowth.
Well, James and Meowth after 4 Kids, because you still James up until somewhere in Gen 3 was voiced by the same voice actor as Brock.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, like, after a point in Gen 3, which I think it was Battle Frontier, when they switched from 4 Kids owning Pokemon to Biz, they recast everybody. That's why Ash's voice changed, like, drastically. Yeah, but he also voiced Gary pretty much from the start.
Huh.
Yeah. That's right. He voiced Gary Oak from the very beginning. Like, he always voiced Gary. But he added James and Meowth and some stuff because I think, didn't Meowth's voice actor pass away, like, forever ago?
I don't know. I mean, historically, I haven't kept up insanely much with voice actors in general. I just kind of hear about them when their stuff hits social media, like people talk about it like that.
Only a handful of voice actors where I
think the OG, I want to say the OG, yeah, she passed away in 2008. The original voice of Meow.
Although even if it wasn't the original voice, it's still just weird to think that, like, wait, James and Professor Oak had the same actor for a while, and it's like, wait, what? Just hearing that threw me for a loop.
So, like, the last Pokemon thing that, like, they were, the last Pokemon thing, the last Pokemon thing she was in, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and Darkness, was a TV series,
right?
Probably like several episodes, back in 2008. But the last Pokemon movie she was in was Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, and she voiced Meowth and AchtuurCore.
Specifically, now that had to have been like an interesting role to like play in recording booths. Is, you know, the Pokemon roles.
She also voiced Solomon Moto from Yu-Gi-Oh, which is Yugi's grandpa.
Corfish and Solomon Moto, the same voice. That's funny.
Yeah. So apparently, the voice actor also was Weevil Underwood.
Oh my god, really? That's fucking hilarious. I can hear it now too.
Weevil Underwood. James Cathart was Weevil Underwood. I remember that was one of his roles. But yeah.
So this voice actor went from, ooh, let me take your Pokemon off your hands, to, I put a fucking attack. Calm down, Redux. Which I will say, I'm not as big a fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged as I am of like some of the other series, but I mean, then again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was what? That was like a one-man project that was also like one of the originators of like Abridged starting off. But like the way they did some of the characters is just outright amazing. Because fact that they made Weevil and Rex just straight up Beavis and Butthead.
I mean, they were kind of like that in the show too. So
Yeah.
yeah, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, he voiced Weevil and Loomis, and Loomis was character in the Battle City arc.
Yeah. He was that tag team one they did.
Yeah. He was the short, fat one.
Yep.
Yep.
Can I get some stairs, please?
So it makes it more hilarious. I'm friends. There's somebody I met at Techo. It was her first year at Techo. And she was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, I usually volunteer at a bunch of other cons. And she usually ends up being a voice actor's aide, like, you know, the people that sit with them
Right.
during signings and shit. So she knows all these voice actors. She has them friended on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
So every once in a while, because she has a bunch of friends on Facebook, every once in a while I see voice actors' Facebook profiles pop up and people you may know. And I'm like, I don't know them, but I'd love to know them. I think I'm friends with 2 on Facebook, actually. 2 voice actors, I want to say.
Oh,
No, one of them is
get down to these
Greg
levels.
Ayers.
Oh, Lance is here. What's up, dude? I own an outpost far up north in the Highlands. Do I have a gift that's suitable for Lance?
Why does he literally look like the ripoff of Lance from Show 1?
I mean...
I think that's the joke.
Yeah, I think it's intentional.
One of the characters in there looks like fucking Link.
No, I've never played this.
Well, those are mods.
Yeah. Lance is from the expanded mod, and you don't even meet him until you've gotten a little ways into the game.
Side note, have either
Friends
of you
with
guys
Jerry
seen,
Jewel.
Have we what?
either of you... Go ahead. What do you think, Alan?
I am friends with Greg Ayers and Jerry Jewell.
I don't know who either of those people are.
So Greg Ayers, he's in a lot of shit. You'd recognize his voice if you heard him. But he plays Goldo from Dragon Ball Z. If you remember the Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
little green guy that could
Yeah.
stop time
That was
or
alive for
whatever.
like, what, 2 or 3 episodes?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, we do
Greg
see him in
Ayers
the
voice-
afterlife too, so...
Greg Ayers voices him. He's also in Food Wars. So if you've ever seen Food Wars, Curtis, you've seen Food Wars, haven't you?
I have seen at least a season or 2 of Food Wars.
Okay,
But yes,
so
I have
do
seen
you
some
Yeah,
Food Wars.
Okay, so Curtis, do you remember the kid with the glasses in the dorm that always got picked up and dumbasses that made a mess?
Yeah.
That's great. He's voiced by Greg Ayers in English.
Huh.
So, like, if you ever hear Greg Ayers' voice, he's very easy to pick out. I can pick him out. I became friends with Greg Ayers on Facebook after I talked to him at a convention. And Jerry Joel is also a very normal staple, especially from like early 2000s. He's in a lot of shit. He plays Kyo-sama in First Basket. He's in Fairy Tail. God, he's got a lot of roles. No.
He's probably going to do it anyways.
He said his
I
name
know.
was what?
Jerry Joel.
Is he cousins with Gary Glitter?
Why are we friends with him again?
That's a very good question.
At this point, you know, it's too late. We just can't get rid of each other.
I mean, Curtis, you can't get rid of me. You're literally stuck with me for the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just you.
I just now realized I am stream. Now
Yeah.
that I'm replaying The Witcher 3, I've never related to something on a spiritual level so hard. Because
What did I make it?
running meme about that game is like, hey, a new town. Why do I suddenly now have 21 quests open?
Ha!
That's legitimately it. Like, I tried to get my buddy to play. He was really enjoying the game, and like, this is really awesome. And he's basically just doing the, you know, the first tutorial area of the game. Not the tutorial, but kind of like the soft tutorial where it's like, hey, we're going to slowly teach you all the mechanics you're going to need to know to actually play this in a very small, you know, kind of walled off area that you're never going to come back to after this. You know, it's an open world. You can go out and explore, and there are NPCs and there's, you know, things to do and whatever. But like, this is where you kind of like earn your keep, where, you know, you touch the metal and, you know, you earn your job, so to speak. And like, yeah, I'm really getting the hang of this. This is really awesome. And then he actually got to the actual game. He's like, I was like, okay, now open your map. He opens the map, and I was like, scroll out. Scroll out, around, and he goes, wow, okay, this is a big map. And I was like, yep. That's one of 3. He goes, that's one of 3? Like, yep.
And at
Like,
that point,
okay.
you're just like, yeah, get used to that.
Yep. And I was like, okay, so now head on into the first town. You know, it's giving you, you know, your quest objective. It's giving you a marker on the mini map and everything. Go see what's up there. So he rides into the first town, gets off his horse, and I'm like, okay, so you see there's a notice board over there? He's like, yeah. And I was like, you could go and interact with that if you want. It's optional, but we'll put, like, NPCs will put up notices, you know, for jobs that they need done. And this is kind of where you pick up, you know, like contracts to go and make money, or, you know, maybe there's a side quest that you can get from here to, you know, get some cool gear or whatever the hell, you know. He's like, okay. He goes on to the notice board, exits the notice board. 5 new quests added. Like, I did not realize I was taking on 5 different things to do right there, and I was like, yep. Get used to that.
That's about that's about how it goes.
And this is the very first quote-unquote town in, like, out of, I think, if I remember right, just in that region alone, there's like 40 or 45 towns to go to. And almost all of them are exactly just like that, where it's like you roll up, and yeah, there's gonna be 7 to 8 things for you to do by the time you're done in that. And again, it's an open world. You can choose not to do it. You can choose to just ride through and pay it no mind and just do whatever. But because he has crippling OCD and is like a completionist type, he's like,
Yes, do
no,
it all.
I have to do all of it before I
Oh
can
my
progress the
gosh.
story at all.
Oh, before he not even to the point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna sideline this and come back to it later kind of thing. He's like, must clear log.
Yes, he's one of those. And so because
Oh.
for the sake of time and efficiency, so he's not fast traveling here and there, every time he would come to a new town, he would immediately just go straight up to the notice board and just take all of the notices and just load up on shit. So by the time he got to like his 5th or 6th town, I was like, dude, you're taking on a lot. You've only finished like 2 or 3 quests now. He's like,
That would have been horrible if I took that approach to Pokemon Legends. because I did the one I did the 100% completion on that, but could you imagine going through and not going to the next area until I 100% every single thing I could possibly catch in a zone?